Talk about the three trades I took on GJ this week. So one of the trades I took on GJ this week, it was a buy in New York session. I think this was like Tuesday, if I'm correct. It might have been Monday, actually. Y'all can go back and y'all look on the stream as well. I took a buy here on GJ. Ended up stopping me out later on in the Asian session. So I went back and studied that trade, and realized there was nothing wrong with the setup. It was actually a pretty good setup. We got coming out of London. This is what we had. We had big inducements, and then we had a stop out or a stop hunt. And then after that stop hunt, I wished to get in the trade after these railroads. And then another bullish candle followed and then off the close. So I got in right here. A nice little setup for my system. Followed all my rules and entry rules. And but the trade just was unsuccessful, which is okay. You know what I mean? Because I followed all my rules. As a trader, it's not your job to be correct on every single trade. It's your job to follow your rules. No matter if you're correct or not. So I learned from this trade. Came back the very same night. Asian session. I took a trade right here. For me, this is a nice little hammer. So I know, part of my system. If they come back down, they hit the lows one more time, and especially if it's with a hammer, they're opening spreads. They're just they're activating. Excuse me, they're activating sell limit orders and stuff like that. Sell stops. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Um, just part of my system allowed me to get in. So, I traded my system right here. Not to mention on the 1 minute chart has some nice little JCP confirmation pattern. JCP, for y'all don't know who that is, what that is, it's a Japanese candlestick pattern, and these are just Japanese candlesticks. Just now starting out, all these candlesticks are Japanese candlesticks. The reason why they're called Japanese candlesticks is just because they trade it. For trading has been around for a long time. Since like the 1600s. They used to trade rice and stuff like that, and they use Japanese candlesticks. Anyways, going back into the trade, um, this was my trade, so I learned from it, and I learned from. Not only did I learn from it, but I went to the trade. Um, I went to the trade with a fresh mindset. Not with a mindset of a scarce mindset or a let me get back at the market type of mindset, or not with I need to get my money back or I'll show you type of attitude to the market. I went to it with a neutral mindset. And the same mindset I go into it with every day, and to be as objective as I can. And also,
Hey Frank,
what's going on? What's up?
I don't know if I'm tripping, but I can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen? My bad, family. Give
No,
me 1 second. I got you. I must not be sharing my screen.
nope, I was over looking at the chart. I just came back. My stuff black. Yeah,
Here
there
we
we
go.
go. There we go. We in the game.
Yep. So right now I was talking about this. I was talking about how I lost this GJ trade on Monday, or it was Tuesday,
Yes.
and then I came back the very same evening with the objective mindset, and not letting that this trade throw off my psychology and my mental. Because if I would have did that, then I wouldn't have made any money on this trade. Not to mention, just had a way better risk to reward on this trade than this trade, and also a way better target profit. Um, so yeah, in this trade, I was risking 12 pips to make about 84. I ran about almost 7 times my risk, 6.91 if you want to round that. It's really running 7 times your risk right here. Um, Let me scoot this back over. Right here is really where I got out the trade, because this was my TP. So this trade was really no longer. This trade was taken
What is
from
that?
from 22.45,
That
and
gold
profit
peak
was
and
hit
shit.
by London.
The gold just
So.
hit 1760. Just
Mm,
FYI.
Okay, bet we gonna take a look at that too. That's the next one I'm heading over to. So yeah, I mean, I came back into it with an objective mindset. My psychology, stayed on. And this is not something that is just happens overnight. I've had to learn to do this. I've lost trades, and I've let it affect me, and miss out on opportunities. I have had to learn from that. From that experience, accumulated wisdom, and it's just now I'm applying the wisdom and its knowledge. So and then coming back on this GJ trade, I also didn't let this affect it. This GJ trade, is kind of very similar to the one that Kylan took during the London session. I ended up, wow, what was that? I ended up get my trailing stop hit for about 15 pips. So, price came back up. I was up about, what is this, 27 pips. Price came back up, and I had my trailing stop, below or at a certain point in structure where I thought, if it came back here, then I just wanted to be out the trade. And price hit my trailing stop. I really like to call it a jumping stop because I don't use trailing stops because the brokers are not your friends. So I don't allow them to trail my stop. I jump my stops. Um, so right here, that got hit for a 15 pip stop or 15 pip profit or whatever. So that was cool or whatever. Now we want to talk about this gold trade. Um, and gold did just go hit that 1760. So I'll just put all my gold trades back up here too, because I also took 3 gold trades this week. I had a gold trade. It was like right. Dang, dude, should I just? I really don't remember. I'm just gonna go back and look. 1732. I had a $4 stop. Yep, makes sense because that was right below that structure. Okay, so this is my goal trade. I was looking for it to come to 1760. If I would have held it through all this mess, you know, if I would have held it through all this mess, it would have been hit, but I didn't hold it. So in this trade, I was looking to risk 42 pips, 42.5 pips to make about 285 pips. Um, I didn't hold that trade. I usually would, but given the market conditions and circumstances, I decided not to. Uh, and I ended up taking my profit right in this accumulation area during. So once I seen it come down, and I ended up taking my profit right here. So the total trade ended up being a 1 to 2. Um, so yeah, these are my trades on gold. Um, Although yeah, it came all the way back up here. I was looking to hold it. Um, but I moved my stops all the way up here. So once again, I like to use jumping stops once profit is in substantial, or once the trade is in substantial amount of profit. I like to jump my stops, just to secure the money, just portfolio management things. So yeah. Anyways, coming back here, yeah, here was this other gold trade that I took, and you know, this gold trade, I actually let me just move this out the way. This gold trade was actually yesterday. I took a gold trade yesterday after some news and whatnot and stuff like that. And after this is what I like to call right here accumulation, and then this right here is what I like to call manipulation. And then right here is what I like to call distribution of price or expansion. We'll just put expansion. Okay. So yeah, so price accumulated, manipulated. Okay, this is one of the two phases of the market checked off, my system. And then I also see a W within this within this just little structure right here. Not to mention also this just big engulfing and then coming back to retest is where I got in. Uh and also on the 1 minute structure was showing me some nice 1 minute structure. We're not going to just get into all that. We're just going to talk about the trading psychology of this because that's the whole topic. Um, yeah, so yeah, I got in this trade and I ended up actually cutting this trade short. You know what I mean? I didn't hold this trade because what I like to say is if my trade doesn't take off in about 2 hours. It's been 2 hours and since I took the trade and it really hasn't moved. You know, I like to, you know, to be honest, I like to just get out the trade. But hey, every situation is unique, and I should have took that into consideration. I've now, looked at this and learned from that. That's what I talk about having a progressive mind state. So if I was to hold this trade, you know, we would have had our profit hit. You know what I mean? This would have been another great trade on gold, and we could have been two and one on gold for the week. But I didn't hold that trade. This is what I was looking to get, and I actually cut that trade in some profit. Came up just a little bit, and I was like, you know what? It's been way too long since Go has, since I've took Go. I took it at like 10 a.m. and it was like 12 p.m. We'll do somewhere in here, and I was like, yeah, I want to get out some profit. So really, that's yeah. And so I got out with like a little bit of profit, and I didn't hold it. Now, if I would have held it, it would have went all the way up here. Now, s- like coming this morning, I believe. Yes, this was a trade. I tried to short gold because I didn't think that it was gonna pass this this week. I was thinking like, okay, maybe they might do that either Friday or Monday. But initially, this is where I wanted to see go at the end of the week from especially from my trading targets from here and from here. And just coming from last week, I also wanted to see that. And now we see this morning gold is exploding to that target. You know, so I had a stop loss about $4, which is 44 pips, and I was looking for a target to about $9 or 99 pips, 99.7 pips or 100 pips. So I had about a 1 to 2.3 risk to reward ratio, and I lost this trade. But coming this morning, I'm not mad that I lost the trade. I did follow my technical systems. Boom, boom, boom. I got a nice little pin bar open spreads. Um, Boom boom. As soon as I seen this engulfing, which it didn't take too long for me to realize I was wrong in the trade, which is what I like. You like to cut your losses short, and with my stop loss, it automatically allows me to cut my losses short. I mean, because I like to set tight stops, as you see down here, $3 stop. You see down here. Go back to here. This is about $4 stop. $4 stop. Those are the type of stop losses I like to use on Go. On average, they're about $3 to $4, if not five. Um, so yeah, with that being said, that was my psychology just with the week. Going over the trades that I've took on Go, and how I study it. Um, that's what I like to do.